all time consuming. Just give me a bit. I'll yak more in a little bit once I decide what I really want to do. For the most part, we're just fighting endgame bosses in the arena, trying to unlock penance. I don't have it on this file. I'm actually kind of a scrub, and I don't really ever go that deep into it because I get burnt out around this time in the game trying to re-grind this. So I've gotten everything else done besides Nemesis. I just have to grind up a little bit to be able to beat him. But in order to get your endgame statistics for this, you're going to have to go get spears and finish out the grid for the most part. Doing all that takes more of the grind, and that's probably where I'm going to start. Is you have to buy a bunch of these items, the distillers. You use these on one particular boss in the arena, and that's how you get enough of your spheres to just constantly be able to fill in nodes after you cleared them off of these clear spheres. So, I'll probably do a few Kodos fights just to make it make sense. These are all unlocked by doing all the quests here. I'm not going to go into great lengths explaining any of that right now. If you're at this point in the game, you'll know exactly how to do all of this. I don't know if this is really a guide intended for new players or anything. Watch as I go. It's pretty easy. All you have to do is use the distiller that you want to get the spear for. He'll drop about, I think it's always 40? I don't know if it's always 40 that he drops, but he'll drop 40-ish, whatever distiller you use. It's pretty easy. If you're maxed out, this guy is a joke. It's not even hard whatsoever. I don't use anything particular. I don't know if the overkill helps or not. 40. There we go. You'll get some offbeat equipment that you can sell, just because you're going to have to fund yourself constantly in this endgame grind, which is very easy, mind you. It's not very complicated to get money at the end of this. You can just keep going over to One Eye over and over. It helps if you have this one out, and a ribbon or some other multi-status absorption or negating type equipment, because if he gets around on you, he will screw you up with a bad breath type status infliction move. The regen doesn't matter. Literally, he's one of the weakest creations. It's simple, but this is the easiest way to get your money fast. Just keep rinse, repeating this guy over and over and over. If you're lucky, you'll get a dark matter like I just did. That's pretty cool. You'll want those to make ribbon onto your equipment later. If you're lucky, you'll get some pretty decent equipment that will sell for like, it's like 60, 70,000 or something like that. Yeah. So you're gonna fight One Eye a whole lot of times. You can fight Kodos a few more times just to give you an idea of what's good with him. But super easy. This will get you enough speeders to keep you busy on the grid for quite a while. You can use, if you really want to, you can use the extract abilities or the extraction equipment, whatever they're called. I think they're like SM, P, and all these other letters with they're basically just bad distillers. Just use the distillers. There's some advanced strategies using Orin's Celestial Weapon where you can have the other characters go in and max damage and do some other things with Orin, but I'm not going to bother with any of that advanced stuff right now. Maybe later, if I'm done with penance and whatnot and still bothering to make videos, we'll go with that. Let's see, what else can we do? So after a few Kodos fights, you'll get enough spheres to move around the grid quite a bit. As you can see, I'm kind of maxing out a few characters. I only have Tidus maxed out in capacity right now, so grinding Lux spheres, which I could show you also. This is another video I did, but I don't expect them to pour over those too much. This is the Advanced Sphere Grid, I think it's what it's called. I don't remember the name of it, because when I started this file, I just thought it was an interesting option. So, it's fine either way. If you do the normal Sphere Grid, you just have more nodes to pick from. This grid just offers more customization out the gate for your characters. They all kind of start in the same spot, more or less, that way. It's interesting. But anyway... You're gonna have to use a lot of clear spheres eventually, though. My file's not perfect by any means, so I'm gonna be forced to use quite a few clear spheres and redo some stats. I don't have quite enough magic on the field, I think, to quite max out 255 in anything. I'm pretty sure he's still... Yeah, he's not really close. I'm clear spearing right now for luck and magic right this minute to max him out, but... That's just what will have to happen. Certain other characters, I think maybe Yuna and Lulu will be able to probably hit 255 with whatever they started with originally in Magic. I'm not too sure about that either. I'm not a genius in this game. I just love the game. Okay. So at this point, all I'm going to be doing is Flex Sphere grinding for quite a while. I just wanted to show everyone off some of the basic stuff you're going to be doing a lot of at the end of the game. Just a lot of this type stuff. In order to get your statistics up high enough to kill Dark Egg and do penance. For some of these fights, you'll also have to... I don't know if it's required by any means, but you're going to have to max out some of your Aeon stats, which is also a time sink, and why you need to actually go in and fight Kodos a bunch of times is because if you want to increase their attributes, you're going to have to dump a lot of spears into the equation. I mean, we'll just do it right now anyways. 100 HP, it's not a lot of it's not a big number. I think all of this relates to Yuna's stats to some degree as well. But if you're trying to max out these guys, anything other than their... Oh man, even in the race stats, you only get to do one, huh? I didn't even really realize that for 72. Jeez. At least it's only 8 fortune spheres to do that. That's not too terrible by any means. Man. These are used as meat shields against some of the final bosses, but this is another time sinker for sure. Really familiar with this boss for sure. This is one of those bosses that really will mess you up the first time you ever see it. You'll be like, oh, I've seen that guy before. Chocobo Eater? No problem. And then you're just gonna get waxed by this guy. It's gonna be hilarious. Until you have max stats. Then he's kind of a joke fight, but he's still annoying. I don't know what the best strat is for this. I just have to get max quick as possible. Work it from there. Comrade should be your overdrive on everybody, generally speaking. That way, you just always get something. You could do Warrior, whichever one the attacking one's called, if you felt like it, but it really does take a lot longer. And you are going to get pounded by the endgame bosses, whether you want to or not. So once you do, I think it's literally 100,000 damage to this guy, he will flip on his back and just counter you with Flare no matter what you do. So once he's on the back, you just pretty much go to town. If you have Auto Phoenix on everybody, you're not going to have any problems. Oh, got it. Nice. There are some other overdrive for some bosses. I don't know about some of them all. Just let me know. There's plenty of endgames. I've seen for quite a while. Early 2000s RPGs had quite a lot to do. Quite a lot of frame stuff. So you can come at this from a variety of angles. I'm just kind of doing the most caveman. I think slice and dice is usually the preferred overdrive for all these. It just hits for more damage per attack. If you use Blitz Ace, it does more hits, and the last hit pretty much will always do your 99,999. But overall, slice and dice is going to be more consistent damage output overdrive for Titus. Not like it matters too much. Game, you're not fighting for cinematic. You're just trying to get the thing done. There we go. That wasn't too bad. It doesn't take very long after a while. You'll really get settled in at some point. Once again, this thing can drop Dark Matters, which is cool, but you may not even want it to drop sometimes because when you're fighting Earth Eater, you're looking for the Fortune Spheres. And then if you want the other sphere, you're going to have to fight a boss that a lot of people really, really hate to fight. And when I say hate to fight, yeah, I hate to fight it. I don't like fighting it either. It's not the most fun in the universe. You have to fight Greater Sphere, and Greater Sphere will consistently really want to mess with your health a lot. We'll try it, just blind. There's a strat to it that you should follow, because it can use this attack that takes like 15/16 of your maximum entire health pool, which can kill you. It's not like Demi or any of those fractional spells. Basically, any magic attack gets countered by Ultima, I believe, and... Or no, I think it's the other way around. I think any magic attack is countered by Press, and then you have to... We'll see. Let's go at it. If you really have to, if your opponent's about to get a turn coming up, you can always switch to Una. You can summon an Aeon to absorb damage. It's pretty cheesy, but it is definitely an option you can take. I'm pretty sure this boss only counters with Ultima when you physically attack it, but don't quote me on that. Needless to say, you have to kill this boss quite a few times. Also, if you're using Overdrive, that counts as a magic type attack against your opponent, so any enemies that will counter your spells with things like the body press move that this thing has will also attack you if you hit an Overdrive with that instead of Ultima like this should. Yeah, we're already almost at the end of this. These bosses don't have a crazy amount of health. Most of them have, you know, it's between like 500,000 to 2 million points. Which, I don't know, you can see we've been filming for about 13 minutes. We've done a few bosses. I'm not moving at a particularly quick pace either. I'm bothering with talk. Alright, we're back again, I hope. Talking and walking doesn't always work. I don't know if we can scan these guys or not. I don't think I'm even going to... Let's just play safe. His turn's coming up here. this can put you to sleep. This really can put you to sleep. I wouldn't call this great gameplay or anything per se. If you're at this point in the game, you're here and you know why you're doing it. Truly, unless you're really zoned in, you may be in for a little bit of a snooze every now and then trying to fight, especially if you have to get magic spears and you have to fight the Flan boss. Oh man, he's just annoying. It's not too unfair or anything. It's just one of those bosses where you'd rather not sit there for 15 turns doing the same thing forever and ever. But what can you do? So we're just gonna do the meat shield thing, because it is a strategy that you will probably need to rely on against either. I don't know if Penance uses the strategy, but for sure Nemesis, if you want to beat the boss the easy way, you are definitely going to be doing this. Hydraulic press, that's what it's called. Owie! That hurt. I don't know if it's 100% of the time where it'll counter with hydraulic press if you use a magic attack, but I'd prefer to not take that risk at this point. The best part is if you die in this, you don't actually die. That's helpful. Getting a game over would sure be not fun in this mode whatsoever. Oh my gosh. Especially if you're trying to grind a little bit faster and not save after every few encounters. That old school JRPG feeling. Most certainly. You got it. I wasn't paying attention. She'll come back. No. Okay. There we go. Alright. I believe this boss also can drop dark matter, so you may find yourself being extra annoyed in certain circumstances. You really need those flux spheres. Very cool. Let's head in here and we'll do a little bit of sphere replacement. Find a spot where I don't have too many good nodes. Also head back to where I was putting my spheres in. Tough choice. I don't know where to go. I don't even have this little line filled out over here. If you're anything like me, you're going to have some OCD about filling in every last living little line on this grid at some point or another. Best part about having a maxed out character is they can be relegated to moving around the grid to clear up nodes for the other characters. At least you'll have that as a good option. You're at this point in the game. Use your clear sphere, take something away, and then put the one you really need to be investing in back in its spot. Usually maxed out in not no time, but some amount of time. Grinding on those two bosses, you'll be getting a lot of this done. And I think I'm going to cut it off there. This is actually even not comprehensive or nothing, but gives everyone a good idea of what sort of stuff you're going to have to do and in what some number of orders you're going to have to do and then to get things done. So, best of luck, everybody.